think before you get into it, I think it's important to note that Dex's question, and he explains this in the book, his question about like, why now? Why are you interested in now? I think, as a people, we, and I'm going to say meaning Black people, and I'm not going to use a Black collective because I don't think that exists. No. But I think we're just often leery of when whites are interested in racism. And we're not leery so much because we don't trust you. We're leery because it's a matter of, are you using this for you? Or are you trying to find out about something about me?
That's a good point.
And that goes along with everything that racism and inequalities and discrimination and prejudice embody, because there are not stereotypes, but people are profiled. I mean, we're profiled every day. Black people are profiled. I mean, we're profiled for work. We're profiled for our names. We're profiled by the cops, by law enforcement. We're profiled by local government. I mean, we are a people that has been profiled since our freedom. And since that's the case, it is important to know what is your intent.
Yeah, it's a funny thing that I didn't think about that. And you've known me now for 13 years. So I don't even know what my response to him on that was. I think it was just, it was because I woke up.
Oh, you were honest. Right? Yeah, you were completely honest. Yeah. And but I remember he talked specifically about that in the book when he worked for nonprofits, and he realized that nonprofits weren't exactly friends of communities.
Right.
They were friends, but they still maintained a type of foe. And so I think that point is important to bring out, because it's not necessarily, I don't think Black people necessarily have a distrust for the majority. I just think it's more of a apprehension.
Yeah. And it's understandable in considering his life. And he does admit that he had a very privileged upbringing, but he also did suffer that exact profiling that you talked about. When he and his buddy were outside doing pull-ups on some scaffolding in front of a bar in an upscale neighborhood in Washington, D.C. during their second year of law school. So they were dressed up. They looked nice. And the police asked them what they were doing, didn't listen, started beating on them, and threw them in jail for 3 days because it was over the weekend and they couldn't get out. And he asked me, and he asked all of us, the title, my white male friends, he asked all of his white male friends, would that ever happen to you?
Right. And I think that's, and
I said unequivocally, never. It would never happen to me.
Kids. And I think that's the reason I'm here. And that's the reason I think, along this journey of this interview, I was really excited at first. And then my soul was very troubled just because it's such a deep topic, especially, now that I have a kid. Yeah.